subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any video from my channel.
So here's the Oppo F7 and its default camera user interface. If you just tap on the camera, this is what you get into the user interface. So there are a couple of options over here which you can tweak to get instant good images. So the first one is the full screen standard and as well as the square mode, where you can utilize it for various purposes. If you keep the standard mode, the resolution will be high. I mean, you will get complete 25 megapixel of goodness, but sometimes it decides itself and doesn't give you exact resolution, and it will reduce to 16 megapixel. And the other one is the square, wherein if you want to share your picture on social media instantly, you just capture this and you'll get square images. You don't have to crop it further, so that way it is very helpful. That is how you choose the square mode. And another one is obviously the full screen mode. So in the full screen mode, what you get is complete screen. You don't get the wide angle, but yet you get the full screen mode, but the resolution will be a little bit reduced, but in order to get the full view, you have to go to the full screen mode. So this is how you capture. And if you tap on any subject you want to focus, the exposure will be, the metering will be automatically adjusted. You don't have separate option for metering, unfortunately, but still you get the metering done by itself. And here you get a small slider which you can just slide it down for exposure compensation, to increase, to give a little bit of brightness, extra brightness. So that is how you can tweak the exposure value. The next setting we will be looking at is the timer. Obviously you have the 3 seconds, 10 seconds and tap to click the picture. So if you select the tab and if you just press on the image, it will focus and capture for you. That's how you can use the tap to click. And here's the 3 second and 10 second timer. The next one is the newly introduced mode, which is the super vivid mode. Everything will be, every color will be saturated, which is I think, in my opinion, it is too much saturated, but still for the viewing pleasure, it really gives you good, nice, crisp, yet very saturated, very eye pleasing pictures, I would say. So that is how you use the super vivid mode. It is also available on the default mode itself. You don't have to swipe around. So the next one is the depth effect. So this is the bokeh mode or portrait mode or depth effect, you can call whatever you want. So if you once you enable, you have to be closer to a certain object. Say we have some pole here, so this is pretty close. Now if I tap on this, it will change the metering and it will recognize that it is a closer distance, and it will give you depth effect, making everything blur. So in order to get a blurred background, you can use this depth effect. To enable it, you just tap on it, it will give you yellow sign. So that's how it is enabled. The next one is the high dynamic range. In a subject like this, in a landscape picture like this, sometimes the foreground element is properly not exposed. What you can do is to switch on, turn on the HDR. You don't have to keep it automatic, you can forcibly turn it on, just capture, and every detail of the landscape images will be captured. But make sure that your hand is not shaken, it is very steady. You hold the camera very steady and just tap on this like this. So that is how you capture HDR. You can leave it to auto as well, but whenever you leave it to auto, it will show you an yellow mark saying that it is capturing in HDR mode. That time you have to be very careful while capturing the picture. Don't shake the camera. The last one here is the flash. So obviously to manually turn it on forcibly, you just enable this or you disable it. So you can that way turn on the flash and turn off the flash. And here's the 1x 2x zoom. So you can zoom it twice, you can zoom it one time. So that's how it works. Otherwise you can just tap and hold, you will get the slider. You can manually zoom to whatever you are liking. So slowly while capturing video, if you zoom to 4x, you can really see the pictures closely. So that's how you can professionally capture the zoom. The next one here up, you have in whatever mode you are, you have the beauty level. So if you want to capture obviously pictures of persons, of your friends, then you can increase the beauty level to whatever you are liking and just click the picture. So you will get pictures with beauty mode turned on. And next one is the filter here. So you have the live filters, dedicated filters, whichever depending on the scene, you can use the filters and capture the images. It will give you some of the filters are really nice, so that way it helps capture really good images. So just tap on back to remove that filter. Now if you see, look over here, there are plenty of other settings. If you just swipe up, you will go to video mode. Unfortunately there is no slow motion in this Oppo F7, and you have 720p and 1080p. That's it. You don't get the 4K capture as well, so no 4K recording unfortunately. So just tap on the video shutter button and it will capture the video for you. There is a small little icon here. If you just tap on that, this is the camera shutter. You can also capture the images while taking the video. Tap on stop. You can even pause the video and continue later. The next one, if you swipe up, is the time lapse. Obviously you can capture nice time lapse on the Oppo F7 as well. Just swipe up like this and you have the sticker mode, wherein you have this magic wand. You can apply various kinds of stickers, funky funny stickers, depending on your liking. If there are persons on a subject, it will automatically apply if you just tap on any of this sticker. So that's how it works. That's the sticker mode. Next one we will be going is the panorama. Obviously you have the panorama, but in order to capture the panorama you have to do it in a vertical way. So no horizontal movement of panorama. Unfortunately you have to hold it like this and keep rotating until you get everything into the slide. So that way you can capture really beautiful panoramic images. The last one, the most important thing of this Oppo F7 is this expert mode. Just swipe down like this and you will be into the expert mode. So the first thing you'll notice here is this disabled. If you just tap on it, this is the Ultra HD mode turned on. If you capture, you'll get great detailed images in around 13 megapixel of goodness. So but you have to very steadily hold the camera, that way you get the very detailed images on this Oppo F7. So this is the Ultra HD mode, wherein you have to turn it on to get that extra detail. The next one here is the stripes, 3 stripes. If you tap on that, here is where you get all the manual exposure, manual settings, pro level options. So first one is the white balance. You can just swipe the slider to change the color. So suppose you are not getting proper color in the environment, you can just tweak it a little bit and get accurate colors in the picture. It is especially useful in the indoor situation, I would say, where there are a lot of lightings in the indoor and you don't get proper color. You can always switch the auto white balance. So next one is the exposure value. You can compensate the exposure value to +1 +2 stops. So if you are getting very dark images, you can a little bit tweak and give it a 0.5 stop, so that you get the brighter and properly exposed images every single time. That is how you use the EV value. The next setting is the ISO. So I would suggest you to leave the ISO to automatic, because if you increase the number, the more noisier the images get. The auto mode works really great on this Oppo F7. Anyway, you have from all the way from 100 ISO up till 3200 ISO. That means since this is f1.8 aperture camera, you get really good images in the low light conditions as well. That is why they have increased the ISO number to 3200. So you will let it automatically decide, and it will give you nice images in the low light conditions. So the next one is the shutter. Now you can decide the shutter speed value, and it won't show you live when you change the shutter, but if you change the ISO and then you change the shutter, it will show you live. So that way you can increase the shutter speed for faster movement of capture, and if you want to give make pictures very smooth and silky, or if you want to create a painting in the lighting streaks, if you want to create, then you just slow down the shutter speed and you get that nice light. Night time you can paint the light. You can just turn on the flash of another mobile, then you just paint it and capture it on a very low shutter speed. That way you get very nice images. So the shutter speed ranges from all the way from 1/8000 of a second, which is really awesome to capture fast movements, all the way up to 16 seconds. So that's how what the range is of the Oppo F7's camera. The next autofocus, manual focus. So sometimes what happens is it really hunts while you are holding very closely to any object. That time you can switch to manual focus and clearly get the focused images. So this way you can tweak all the settings and get the way you want the images to be. So these are the settings that is available on the Oppo F7. The last setting that I would like to showcase is inside the settings. So if you just go to the settings tab here, scroll down all the way down, and you will find a camera here. If you just tap on that, you have the volume button, so you can set the volume button to whatever you are liking. You can use it to capture image or zoom and do such stuff. Here is the grid. You can turn it off, you can turn it on for better composition in the pictures. You can use the shutter sound. If you tap on the shutter button, there will be a sound of shutter, so you can just enable or disable. You can GPS tag the picture as well, so that you want to record the location of the picture as well. You can turn this on. There is a flip selfie while capturing selfie images. If you tap on this, say you don't get flipped images, you get proper images as you see in real life. There is also this watermark. If you just enable the watermark, there will be an Oppo's watermark. Unfortunately, you cannot change that, but still you get the Oppo watermark after taking a photo. So these are all the settings that is available on the Oppo F7. I hope this tutorial was helpful.